Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. That's the scene for the Spurs. One of the most dominant two-way forces in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama leading the way as they look towards the game against the 76ers. Spurs, Sixers, only here on 2K Sports. What better for a Tuesday evening than a little NBA action on 2K Sports? Here with the greats, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson, and Allie LaForce, our reporter. And a look at the stats for Devin Vassell.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
And a look at the starters for the Spurs. Fox at the 1 with Castle at the 2. Then there's Wembanyama. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Champagnie at the 4. And for the 76ers, Maxey and Edgecombe man the backcourt. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Barlow in at the power forward position. Grant, as the season draws to a close, most individual player stats are becoming more solidified.
And that can affect players' mentalities, B.A. Since certain numbers may bring bonuses or trade interest, meanwhile, winning still has to be job number 1.
Oh, and the jam by Fox.
Oh, that's just filthy. Fox has that fearless mentality and gets up for a point guard.
Pass to Barlow. And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
Oh, they've got their eyes on him, calling the foul right away.
Maxey against Fox. San Antonio moving the ball around. Fires the 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Well, when you talk about De'Aaron Fox, what makes him such a lethal player, Richard?
Well, for starters, it's his combination of speed and shooting. Still one of the fastest players in this league. And the exciting thing about him, Fox is just now entering into the prime of his career.
Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama. And here's the fast break. Drops in the layup for 2.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Now here's Embiid, a reliable go-to guy for them. He's averaging around 26.5 a game. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Oubre passes to Maxey. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Fox outside. Wembanyama, screen on Maxey. Down low. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
And you see how fluid Wembanyama is. 7'5" guys shouldn't be able to move like this.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. Wemby came up, and coach emphasized the importance of taking a charge and digging in when his players can. He said Wemby is counting on you to be movable. If your feet are set, you may alter his course. Don't change yours. If they can stand up to this tall task, they might just curb Wemby's advantage out there. Back over to you.
All right, appreciate it, Allie.
Timeout. Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
Drummond's checked in for Embiid. San Antonio also making some changes. Harrison Barnes comes in for Champagnie, and it's Harper in for Fox. And the Spurs willing to be patient with this rebuild, but when De'Aaron Fox became available, Grant, they did not blink.
Yeah, he's just too dynamic to pass up, and still young enough to grow with their core. Now it's about making the pieces click.
San Antonio with the ball. The Sixers getting their last shot to go. Castle outside. Outside Barnes. Fires for 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
76ers trail by 9. Maxey feeling it out a bit. Pass to Edgecombe. Back to Maxey. Shoots over Harper. Maxey, that's good.
Maxey saying, sure, I'll take that.
Here's Harper. In his last outing, 8 points for him. Wembanyama, screen on Maxey. Outside Wembanyama. Lets the 3 fly. Misses that one. 3 for 4 from the floor. And so here is Philadelphia. A tough loss coming against Boston in their last game.
And their body language was unimpressive. They looked defeated much of the night, and because of it, they took the L.
Yeah, I just didn't see any fire from them to want to get it back. That's just one of those games you throw away in the trash and try and forget about it.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They lead by 5. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, they're off to a good start getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Quentin Grimes out there with Kyle Lowry. Then it's Trendon Watford. Then there's Edwards. And it's Embiid in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Now here's Lowry. Inside. Outside Grimes. From behind the arc. The rebound by the Spurs. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
It was, frankly, embarrassing. I was shocked by their disorganization, and I think they were too.
Well, we'll see how they respond after that weak performance. It should tell us a lot about their character as a team.
When you watch De'Aaron Fox, is there anything that sticks out to you, Grant?
Well, B.A., this league has the best athletes in the world, and Fox looks like maybe the quickest guy out there on most nights. His change of direction is especially elite.
And here's a timeout from Mitch Johnson. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And some changes here for the 76ers. Oubre, he's checked in for Watford. Edgecombe comes in for Edwards. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Lowry. Victor Wembanyama's checked in for San Antonio. Here's Harper, still without a bucket. Embiid with a steal. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Shot from the low block. Here's Grimes. Off the mark there with a 3.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Box the pass to Wembanyama. Shot clock at 6. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Yes, sir. Fighting through the bump. Now trying to finish the 3-point play.
Richard, looking at your career, 17 years in the league. How'd you survive the grind of a regular season that many years?
Well, 1, you got to take care of your body, and 2, evolution is the key to success. I was a different player when I was year 3 than I was at year 15. You have to continue to evolve.
Well, Richard, the Sixers with a lot of money tied up in Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid.
Ooh, that's not a lot of flexibility. They need those guys to be healthy and contributing. The talent is there, but it also has to be about the availability.
Here's Edgecombe. 23 points for him last game against the Celtics in Boston. Count it. Edgecombe's got his second basket.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. To the paint. Here's Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Well, Victor doesn't have too far to go. I mean, he just pops up to the rim, makes it look so easy.
So it's Philadelphia now. 7-point differential. They'll face the Jazz after this game. That'll be at home. That'll be the second of a 2-game stretch at home. Out to the wing. Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by Kessel. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Embiid. No stopping
A gifted interior scorer. When Embiid establishes himself down there, he is almost automatic.
Castle outside. Wembanyama against Embiid. The rebound by Embiid. 76ers trail by 5. Pass to Edgecombe. Embiid, a screen on Castle. Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by Castle. Releases. San Antonio with a rebound.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
To the inside. Barnes finds Fox. Some solid defense from Maxey. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. San Antonio on top. They're up by 5. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Nick Nurse, and Coach, I saw you imploring your team to pick it up. Where do you need to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not very good offensively right now. I think we're taking some okay shots, but we got to be a little bit more patient and keep moving it around a little bit. Need multiple paint touches rather than just one. So we just got to do a little bit better job of getting off it and relocating a little bit.
Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Thanks for tuning in. With half the game in the books, a bit of ground to make up for the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm surprised it's this close, not gonna lie. They played some weak D, giving up too many easy open looks.
Mincing, no words, as usual. We'll see if Coach can get into their heads. And as we turn our focus to the featured game, we had a couple of centers really hammering it out in that first half.
Their teams have leaned on them, and they've been rock solid. Actually, more than that, they've been the catalyst.
Leading by example. We're seeing it firsthand. Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Victor Wembanyama really making a difference here.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for Philadelphia, trailing by 5. And on the floor for Mitch Johnson starting the second half. Castle at the 2 with Vassell at the 3. Then there's De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie at the 4 spot. On offense, here are the Spurs. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. They host the Pistons after this one. Wembanyama, screen on Oubre. And Wembanyama throws it down hard.
Whether he's the ball handler or the screener, Wemby is scary in the pick and roll.
Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T. Philadelphia shooting about 43% on this one. You look at Devin Vassell. He seems to still be working towards his full potential, RJ.
Yeah, I see many ways that he can continue to up his game. And that's not enough. You never stop learning in this league. But for Vassell, his potential, oh, it's exciting.
Here's Champagnie. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Right at the free throw line. Yes, it's good. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Embiid, good.
In the mid-range, Embiid is pretty confident. He goes right up and drains that jump shot with ease.
Pass to Wembanyama. Castle outside. Wembanyama screen to the middle. Embiid with a steal. Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by Castle. Into the third. 2 minutes in now. Here's Edgecombe. Right now he's contributing about 15.5 points a game. Drills it from deep. Edgecombe's got 7 points in the game.
You're leaving him all alone? Good luck. He's going to drill that every time.
Castle outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Out to Fox. Clock at 6. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Maxey. RJ San Antonio's seen a surge in popularity. Spurs jerseys seem to be everywhere these days.
Yeah, they call that the Wemby effect. When a team has a generational talent like Victor, a lot of new fans come on board.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, B.A. Victor Wembanyama is trying to gain strength, but he said it's important not to lose your mobility. So bulking up is not a good word. It's more being stable. That's the way to keep going. I don't need to bulk up. I need to get my core stronger. I need to get solid. Back to you.
That approach makes sense. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Now here's Wembanyama. 10 points for him. The rebound by Embiid.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Well, Grant, if you had to say, is there anything you think is underrated about Embiid?
You know, B.A., I think it's his intelligence. Joel's a heady player. Sometimes big men don't get enough credit for their smarts on the court. Embiid knows the game.
The free throw drops for Embiid. Well, for Joel Embiid, he has one MVP, but Richard, you wonder, could he have won more?
I think he and Jokic would have gone back and forth. I still think he has some great basketball left in him.
Looking at who's out there now for San Antonio. Cornette's checked in for Victor Wembanyama, and it's Kelly Olynyk in for De'Aaron Fox. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
San Antonio with the ball. 2-point game. Outside Johnson. To stop the run. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Pass to Walker. Here's Edwards. Misses from close range. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Philadelphia on top. They lead by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Edwards out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Quentin Grimes, and it's Martin in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Outside Johnson. Embiid with a steal. Here's Beauchamp. Oh, the teardrop falls in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
Well, another thing they've been doing right in this one is making the most of turnovers. Lots of points for them tonight off of them.
San Antonio with the ball. After the Sixers picked up a basket a moment ago. Inside. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Ooh, we're getting a chance to see Johnson's athleticism. This man can really get up and throw it down.
And it's the Sixers with the ball. The lead is 2. Martin outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Screen by Embiid. Can't get the 3.
And they're up right now, but it hasn't been because of him. He's really struggled on offense.
Here's Fox. There's the screen by Johnson.
One of the fastest guys in the league. For Fox, it's about using his blinding quickness to his advantage on both ends of the floor.
And so it's Mitch Johnson here calling timeout. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. And a new group getting ready for the Sixers. Barlow's checked in for Edwards. Oubre comes in for Beauchamp. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Grimes. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Martin. A big group substitution here for San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama's checked in for Cornette. Champagny comes in for Barnes. Devin Vassell, he's checked in for Johnson. And Stephon Castle subbed in for Harper. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. He told his guys not to lose hope, saying to them, it's a long game, fellas, and we're in this one, but I need each one of you to step up your intensity right now. Let's see if Coach's message resonates, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you.
Second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for one, Joel Embiid.
And that one misses.
The numbers Embiid has put up over his career speak for themselves. He'll go down as one of the all-time great big men.
Oh, in pressure moments, he's a guy you trust to make big shots.
It's a one-point game.
2 minutes remaining.
A minute 58 left to play in the fourth. Oh, the drop pass, and he dumps it down.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
Here's Fox, following the score by Philadelphia. Here's Castle. Now Wembanyama. In traffic, Wemby goes to work.
No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
Embiid. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama. Here's Fox. Jacks up a three. Oubre with a rebound. Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by Castle. Oh, Embiid punishing the basket.
The guy you want to have the ball. Embiid, this man is a superstar.
The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Fox.
Oh, I see. Picking the worst time to lose control. This is why patience is the key in big moments, people.
A terrific view of that move captured on the connected cam, thanks to AT&T. And Maxey's got the ball here for the 76ers. They lead by 1. Embiid.
You got to be careful shooting around Wembanyama. Look, he's already one of the best shot blockers in the league, if not the best.
Fox. Oh, off target from downtown. This might be a turning point.
Massive possession here.
Oh, he can't get the layup.
Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Hook loose. And they committed an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Oh, my. And that was textbook defense. Positioning himself well to send it back.
And an intentional foul right there.
Personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey. Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that'll put him up 2. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a three-point game.
And those were some big-time shots. Those free throws helping make this a three-point game.
Timeout called. Mitch Johnson. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick two and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
Vassell! And the three misses. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, no choice but to foul in that situation. Although, that's not the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, how about the poise he showed there, making this a two-possession game.
Here's Castle. Shoots a three. Oh, he cannot hit. And so it's Philadelphia with the W. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win.
And so true, but you have to credit the crowd for giving them such a big boost toward the end. It really kept this team's energy high.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce, who is now with our player of the game.
Joel, tonight was a statement win. What is it that people should know about this team?
You know, we tough, especially defensively. That's our motto. We want to guard, we want to get stops, and I think we did that pretty well tonight. But you know, we young, we learning every day, and we're gonna be really good.
The more reps, the better, and a lot to look forward to in the future. Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Joel Embiid.